Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to User One Productions. My name is David, and in today's quick tutorial, we're going to be talking about toggling the lights on and off if you collide with a specific collider. This could be used for when you're trying to scare the character and drive fear into their hearts. For an example, if you're in a house and you turn all the lights on upstairs, but then you walk into the basement, all the lights will turn off. As always, my friends, if you find this tutorial useful or entertaining in any sort of way, remember to drop me a like, subscribe if you're new, and click that notification bell so that way you don't miss an upload by me. Also, leave in the comments any questions or concerns you might have, as well as suggestions on next tutorials. With all that being said, guys, let me show you the finished product and then we can go into the quick tutorial. So here we are in our Unity test scene that we've been developing. And over here in the last previous tutorial, we made this light switch that you could toggle on and off, and then we also added this little flickering effect to the light. If you guys are not up to date with the series, I highly advise you go watch those two videos first before attempting this, because we're going to reuse scripts from that video. Okay, so now that we have the light on, let's walk through this door real quick. And as soon as we walk in, you'll hear a little light toggle, and then you'll notice the light switch is now off. In my instance, I can turn it back on, walk through the door, and it turns off again. We do it a third time, and then a fourth time, but then you'll notice on the fourth time, it will not turn off. This is because after a certain amount of triggers, I have that one object that toggles the lights off deactive. Let me show you how I went about accomplishing this real quick. We're going to still use the same light switch script that we used in our previous tutorial, but you'll notice now there's this new box right here. Let me just toggle that on so you can see what I've done. I've added this box to the light switch object as a child of it, and I just named it toggler to keep it a little more organized. We have a box collider that has the is trigger on. Make sure that's on or else this will not work. From the link down in the description, you guys can download the toggle lights off. We're going to open that script up real quick and see what's going on in here. I'm also going to, for the video, I'm going to scroll in so you guys can read this a little bit better. I've noticed in the previous tutorials you guys can't really see this, so this is why I'm doing that. Up at the top here we have a reference to two objects, which one being the light switch object and then one being a light. Then we have a public float for use times. Mine was 3 in this instance. And then we have this void trigger enter. Pretty much in this if statement, we are checking to see if the light is on, and if it's not, then none of this can occur. Without checking to see if the light is on, you can walk through this trigger and it'll still work, but why would you want to be triggering the lights off if they're already off? And then over here we just say if our player walks through it. We need to make sure the player is tagged as player. So pretty much on the on trigger enter, we need to call back to the light switch script. We do this by clarifying the light switch is light switch, and we are going to be grabbing the script from the light switch object. That's why it's referenced right here. Then we're going to grab its component, which is going to be the script name, which is light switch. That's how you toggle it on and off. Little less confusing explanation. This is just calling back to this script over here that we can turn the lights on and off with. With this script, if the light is active in our hierarchy, and we walk through it with our player, it pretty much turns the light switch off. It's the same line of code when you go over to the object and you press E to turn it off. But at the bottom here, I have use times minus equal 1. That way it starts counting down. So if you're at 3, it'll go 3, 2, 1, 0. In the quick update, we say if use times is 0, it destroys that collider. Heading back into Unity, on that one box we just created, we can click and drag toggle switch off into it. The light switch object is going to be the full thing right here, the parent object of everything inside the light switch. Then it's going to reference the light object, which is going to be this light over here that we have. And then use times, you can change this number to anything that you possibly would want. I'm going to leave it at 1 for right now because you'll probably be only using it once or twice throughout your game. So now if I don't maximize on play and I play the game, you can actually see how this is working up here. So now, if I walk over to the switch, it works as we always wanted to. We can turn it off, on, as you can see. Then when we open the door, pay attention to the top screen. Once we walk through this, it's going to turn all this off, as well as this object, because it'll be hitting 0 for use times. Let's walk through it. It gets destroyed, and then we can turn this light switch back on. The light is on now. And then we can walk through here safely without it turning back off. Very cool. Like I said, you guys, this was going to be a really quick tutorial because it's a very simple system to accomplish. This was a suggestion by one of my lovely viewers, and I really appreciate him coming to me with this question of how to do this because I'm definitely going to be using this in my game. And on top of him, there's probably hundreds of thousands of people that wanted to know this simple fix as well. With all that being said, guys, remember everything is linked in the description for a download for free on a Google Drive. As well as if you found this tutorial useful, remember to drop me a like and subscribe. Also comment what you want to see come from this series. And that's all for this tutorial. Until the next time, this is User One Productions signing off for now. Peace.